It's more to emphasize the superpower that the AI tool gives the individual. In space, you want something that's simple and elegant and that will work. We always just kind of talked at a high level of using heaters in the same way they're used in satellites. But deep down, from my experience with satellites, I know how problematic that is. It's not working at an industrial scale or at an industrial pace. So to do new and complicated things in space isn't something that goes well. And that's when I started working with Leo. And it was the ideation stage that truly impressed me, is that I come with an open discussion as if this is a team meeting where we're trying to solve a serious engineering problem. And you really have a good discussion on the basis. Like, you could do something similar with Gemini or ChatGPT, but it won't be as refined and technically detailed. When you're doing something that's so technically bound, that difference in 10% or 20% makes a huge difference, because it's the difference between being based on something solid and being based on something that's kind of just a lot of hot air. And I was really impressed with the pace that I was able to move forward and make order in all the different ideas and the million directions you could go in the ideation stage. When I talked with Leo, it offers, okay, there's these 5 different solutions, but it gives you that engineer's perspective that this solution is a little bit more technically sound. Here you have less moving parts, and you could kind of discuss it more easily without constantly reminding the AI chat agent that be a mechanical engineering expert or be an expert. No. It's important to draw the distinction, because Leo also gives you the impression that it allowed me to become kind of like in the role of the product development hat for a moment and run with it and develop it. It was almost like having 2 other team members at my disposal. It was able to give me the advantage of working with a team as an individual and take it to the next level. And I don't want to devalue what I think is the value of teamwork. It's more to emphasize the superpower that the AI tool gives the individual. And it makes something that's possible that wasn't possible before. To do ideation on your own, in most cases, is a complete waste of time. That's what was really cool. It helped me see from a different perspective on my own when I was having a hard time. In the ideation and innovative stage, I think it's huge, because the biggest thing in ideation, it gives you the confidence to go through certain barriers. It's not that easy. Like, you have to put real work behind it every step that you fail, and it takes time and effort. We can try to compare it to how we do things now, but in some ways, it's just, there's no comparison. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you can't compare what it was like to work on a draft board and make things, because there's just no comparison. What took 3 months and drafting and this, you can't even compare the workflow. It's irrecognizable. So now with AI, you're going to see these chance encounters happening on a lower scale. Like, instead of having to rely on that chance encounter with another guy who's an expert in product development, I was able to meet Leo and have the conversation in 1 hour. It creates a completely different experience. To do it in a traditional way, being conservative and respective of how things are done today, it's like 2 to 5 weeks that you're saving. I started to ask about heat storage solutions, and then I started to refine more and say, look, I'm looking to store heat in space. And then I had the idea, okay, I want to generate heat in space. So it gave me an option of different solutions. And then I would go through them one by one. Okay, why don't now elaborate on the first solution, the next solution. Kind of went through each solution. Okay, what are the technical advantages? What materials could I use? What actually takes most of the time isn't the interaction with Leo, is the references. And like any conversation, ultimately, what your information is leaning on, like where it's being derived from, is the true value. Because often the references, they give you a good direction to understand what's actually happening. The references were very good. The articles were good. So the end result was the basis to make an executive summary for a startup idea. So it'd be interesting to see how something like that could be improved, but comparing it to other things, there's no comparison. It was very good. All the articles that ultimately helped me form the basis of the direction I wanted to go in.